Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this is a function that check amounts. Okay. This is while loop. I will continue the process, which is to check 5,000. If 5,000 is less than 10,000.
Why is the function not going down? It's no longer on top again.
No, function is remember while loop now. I'm just doing normal thing. You know that they are two different things. I will bring them together. I'm just trying to explain this thing to you so that
Confusing.
so print so you agree here that now that 5,000 is less than 10,000. You agree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so since you agree that 5,000 is less than 10,000, in that case, this is true. This is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's remove this. No, let's not remove that yet. Let's take this. Now, by default, if you run this code, this will print amount is less than 10,000 continuously. Do you agree with me? Do you agree? This one. Are you there? Can you hear me? You have to respond so that I'll know you are with me, Mr. Philip. Can I go on? So while 5,000 is less than 10,000, print amount is less than 10,000. This will continue to print as long as 5,000 is less than 10,000. Do you agree with me?
Yes, but run it. Let me see.
If I run it, it's going to affect our terminal. But why do you want me to run this? Because we have run it before, and you know that this is going to be printing. While it is while loop.
Because this line 6 and line 7, what are they doing there now?
Forget about this. Just forget about this first. Concentrate on this. Let's finish.
It will run. It will run. It will run because 5,000 is less than 10,000. It will continue to run.
It will not stop, right? Okay. Now, since that is what's going to happen, let's take this. And put it here. Do you think it will keep running when 5,000 is less than 10,000? Once we call the function here, check amount, which you must do before this code will run, you must call this function at the end. So do you think that this while loop,
it will not continue to run?
Why?
Because it's not under a function.
What is not under a function?
The while loop statement, I'm not sure. It does not run. I will assume that because it is now under a function.
How do you
Initially, it was standing on a low.
How do you know that a code is not under a code? How do you know?
That a code is not under a code.
Yes, that a block of code is not underneath another block of code. How do you know?
You know, from the structure of the what is it called? Identification.
Indenting.
The indent.
The indent.
Yes. Yes.
Are these two, is there any indent between these two codes?
Yes.
That means this code, this while loop is under this function.
Yes.
So this print, is it directly underneath this function? This while loop?
No, it's not.
It's not underneath this.
It's beneath it. Is beneath it by a layman eye. Yes, it's still beneath it, because all I know is that if this cursor is just after this 1,000 naira and you click enter, automatically the system brings it beneath it, not in a straight line, but few gaps away.
Is there an indent between this and this?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
So this print will follow the instruction that is coming after this first.
Yes.
So this print is under while loop instruction. Okay. So I'm asking you, do you think that this function will cause this code to keep printing amount is less than 10,000 once the function is called?
No.
Okay, let me tell you something. This is, I am a function, and my function is to execute what is inside me. Call me, and I will execute what is inside me. The only thing that this function can do is to release while loop. But this function has caged while loop. While loop cannot do anything until you call the function name. Then it will release while loop to go. And the function of while loop is to check if 5,000 is less than 10,000. And if it is, it will continue to repeat itself. This function does not do anything. It just keeps while loop somewhere that it cannot do anything until you release it. So this function doesn't do anything other than to just hold this while loop and keep it somewhere.
I get it.
Okay, thank you. Do you think that this function, this while loop, will keep printing amount is less than 10,000 if the function is called?
No.
Why do you say no?
Because I've not tried it, but I feel that this function, this function is guiding this while loop and will not let the while loop continue to run.
If we now run the while loop, the function, okay?
And then it might continue to run because we have not, it's a while loop, it will continue to run till you give it another function to either you break away or you use the if statement, elif statement.
Okay, let's look at it. I get you. let's take a look at it this way. If we take this while loop and put it up here, the moment you run this code from here, this while loop will keep running. So we cannot do anything again. So we don't want while loop to start automatically. That is why we put it inside function. That is why we put it inside the function. So that once we start the function, then the while loop will begin to execute its code. So if we call the function, the while loop will start. If we don't call the function, the while loop will never start. It will remain there and nothing will happen, no matter what you do. But once you call the function name, once you call the function name out, then that means the while loop will run. Because this is the only way you can initialize, which is to start this block of code. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I understand.
Your duty is to create a function and put some block of codes in your function. Your block of code must not stay on the same line with your function. Because it means that they are not in the same family. So for this while loop to be controlled by your function, it has to become a child. So this is a parent that has a child that passes on to the child. The child who also is a parent also have another child. But the child and the parent cannot be the same. If this print is going to be an instruction under the while loop, which is a child, put it under it. That is it. Then define.
Is there any amount of space that is in there? Like, is it two gap or three gap?
Once you are out of that line, you like push it like this. No error. Well, it won't make sense to do that. So, but letting us begin on the same line.
How many gaps now did you give it here?
Just one indent, just one tab key, one indent, one tab key from your.
One indent, okay.
So you have a function to check amount, and it is a while loop that is helping the function to check the amount. The function is just a name to help to hold some group of codes. You have to release the function so that the codes will start working, which is running or be executed. That's what I mean. So I really don't know if you still have any issue with this, but now you agree that this while loop will continue to run so long as amount is less than 10,000. Do you agree?
Yes.
So if I ask you, how do you check that? How do you check a while loop that the amount is less than 10,000 and it continues to, if an amount is less than 10,000 and it continues to run? How do you protect that loop from running immediately the app starts? You can say put it in a function or set a variable to false and assign it to that while loop. Okay, so this is to imagine if you have so many while loops and if statements without a function to check it or block that app first. Your app will run into bugs. Okay, so this is why you need functions to do things when you need them. Why should a discount be calculated when there is no customer to pay for an item? That code should only run when the customer is about to make payments or click on the payment button and put in a value. That is the only time you want this while loop to run. So you create a function for it that will execute itself once. Once that particular task is needed, the function should run and then be executed. That's it. So if you are creating a function, it should do something. You use your normal while loops and your variables. But you see, I don't like the fact that we are putting 5,000 here. I really don't fancy it. So rather, let's create an amount here called 5,000. Then put it here, amount. Then change this while loop to amount. So it means that this 5,000 is this. And now we are using it in our code. Your function gives you a gateway, which is this point, to allow you bring things in like this amount into your function, then use your while loop to do whatever I want to do with it in your function. Is this one clear?
No. No, line 1 is the variable that we've created.
Yes.
Line 5 is the function.
Yes, the function.
Then you now extended it again. In that empty bracket.
What do you mean by
bracket?
What do you mean by extended?
There's a parenthesis.
Function always has function always has parenthesis.
It has the parenthesis is m is okay, but you just added this thing now amount in this. I know you cannot see Microsoft. I'm using Microsoft to describe it.
Okay.
In this function, you now added amount.
I did not add
in the while loop.
I brought amounts in from outside into the function.
From line 1.
Yes.
And you brought it. Then in the while loop, you added a number there, which is 5,000 from this line 1. Now you now change it and said, no, you don't want it to be 5,000, I want it to be amount. Okay. But 5,000 is there, it will still work.
Yes.
What if 5,000 is in line 5? Inside the bracket?
It will not make sense.
But will it work?
Of course it will work, but it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
The reason why it won't make sense is because this is not even supposed to be 5,000. This is supposed to be input from the user. Let them type in their value by themselves. Let them type in their value by themselves, and then let it come to our function. Let's use our function to compare it with 100,000 and make a decision.
Let's assume you put it amount equals to input.
Amount is equal to input. Amount is equal to input here now.
So where is it stated here in this function and in the while loop that what we are looking at is 5,000 naira for a bench? I think this part now we're not doing 100,000, we're doing 5,000. I mean,
we are not
get to 5,000.
We are not doing 5,000. 5,000 does not exist again. It is now the person can type 5,000 naira in the input. The person can type 10,000 naira in the input. The person can type 20,000 naira in this input. Here. The purpose is not to get 5,000. It is to create an avenue so that the customer can put in a value that we will now check a discount on.
In this particular one we are doing, what is the value? What is the discount amount? Or what is the amount that the input we put, what is the amount the input will receive, and tell us who is eligible for discount or who is not eligible for discount. Are we using 10,000 in this?
Yes. We are using 10,000, but we are not doing discount now. We are just checking that amount is less than 10,000. We are just doing general checking of whatever the user type. We are just checking it here.
Okay. I just want to follow you so I don't get lost, because what I was following you, I thought you were doing about the discount to know where discounts it is, at what point the input will tell us if the person is eligible or not. So now what we are doing basically now is just to know what the input we receive, if it is going to be less than 10,000 or greater than 10,000.
Yes.
Abi?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's left for you to use it as discount, but it is just an amount. It's just a figure. Do you get me?
I'm with you.
Okay. So what you are going to do is you are going to create 5 different functions. 5 different functions. You will look at a challenge or a problem, or let's say a system that is existing and now you want to digitalize it. You want to make it, you want to automate the process so that people will not come in to carry out some processes. You just use software and then you are gone. Occurrences, things like tax. You want to automatically calculate tax so that when you call tax function, tax function will run. Check amount function is this. Discount function. Do you understand?
I'm with you.
Christmas underscore promo function. They say, oh, we want to give everybody 10% off on everything you're buying in the restaurant. You would have created the Christmas promo function and send it to restaurants so that before restaurant, any payment is made in your restaurant, it will calculate whatever the person ordered, total bill that the person has bought and everything. Then you bring in your Christmas function. Let me show you. You define a function. Calculate. Restaurants bill. Then you add a function like this. All right. Then here you decide to get what the customer ordered. Customer order equals 20,000. Sorry. That's customer order. You are calculating bill. Bring the customer order here. Because you want to apply Christmas bonus. Bring the customer order here. Then you do something with your customer order. Christmas promo as a function. Create the function Christmas promo. What's Christmas promo all about? It's simple. You say customer order, watch you, customer order multiply, customer order multiply by 0.10, which is 10%. Okay? After this has been calculated, why don't you put it in a variable? Christmas customer promo equals customer order. All right? Good. So, customer order, you have it here. Bring it here so that it will, because this is a function, all right? It does its own thing on its own. You work with, you create a system that is going to work on its own. But you need to bring in an already existing variable in, which is this customer order. You already have the customer order outside. And mind you, it's not going to be only customer order alone. It can be anything. I'm just using the word customer order for you to understand. Customer order here, we have passed it in here, and then we are doing this. Note that this customer order is not automatically this. It is when we call the function, it becomes customer order. Okay. So now, we have a function that calculates Christmas promo, which is 10% of customer order. All right? 10% of customer order. Okay. So now, even if I remove this, are you listening? This, yes, this variable here is still the same variable here because this is global. It can pass through any function. This one can use it. This one can use it. It's not under any function or anything. It's just open to everybody. Are you with me? Yes.
Just a variable standing on its own.
On its own. So we can also declare it inside here, but I want you to understand global scope. So now, I'm doing something here. I'm putting Christmas underscore customer promo. Yes, now. Yes. Okay. Let me move this. Let me remove this. So now I'm creating a function that does this. I could have as well used a variable to create it directly like this. I could do this. I can do it like this. It's a variable, but I want to scope everything. Sorry. I just want to scope everything, pass function into function. But it may be a bit confusing, but just let's just, all right. Now, if you create customer promo, you are supposed to send customer promo back. Like you say, return, which I was trying to explain to you. You return CHR PR. What this means is, by the time this has been calculated and you put it here, automatically it becomes this. Becomes this function. And then here that you calculate your bill, you want to get customer promo. You want to get customer promo and deduct it. Promo. Okay, promo. Your promo is now going to be whatever comes in here, which is this Christmas promo, which I'm going to put now. All right, promo. Okay, let's do it like this. Customer order is 20,000. Customer order minus promo. This function will print customer order minus promo. What is customer order minus promo? What is customer order minus promo? This customer order 20,000 minus promo. Your promo here is dummy. You don't know what your promo is. But you know in your mind that you have calculated your Christmas promo here. So you see, this promo here, you can use it for different promo, not only Christmas promo. If you create another function, tax, this will, you can just change this to expected. So that's why you use function. You can change this to expected. We call it a reusable function, okay? So we can change this to expected and change this to expected. So it can be calculate bill, or you just put calculate expected. So you say customer order minus tax. Customer order, now look at it. The first one can be tax. The second one can be this. So if you begin to declare all these ones one by one, you'll be passing them into this one by one. So customer order minus expected. By the time you call the function now, see what happens. Calculate, open bracket. Calculate, open bracket. Calculate, open brackets. Now see, we are not using check amount now. We want to declare tax. Tax is $0.10. All right, tax is 0.10. So since tax is 0.10, this is Christmas promo. So we are not touching this one. So tax is this, discount is 20%. So now I'll just pass tax here and discount. Both. Let me bring it down. Okay, no, let me just use it here. Tax, that is 0.10. What's the next one? Discount. So discount. So let's use this too. Okay. Now, your Christmas promo function, you must run it first before other function. Okay. So I can put my calculate like this. Wait a second. Calculate, open brackets, close brackets, save. So I have one function, calculate, that is doing 3 different things. It will print customer order and expected. The expected is tax, and the expected can also be discount. This is discount, 20%, 10%. All right, so it will calculate customer order minus 20%. All right, this expected here will become whatever we're passing here. At Christmas promo, which is this, is going to minus. Let me remove all this one up here and run the code. You sure you want to? Do I still have this? I've saved it now. Share this guy well. Payment successful. Sorry, it's still bringing back our old code. What exactly is going on? Function intro. Oh, sorry. Function intro.
You know that our time is almost up. We have less than 4 minutes.
And at least I'm running this now so that you can. We don't have. Now you see it now.
No, I'm still. You talk when you be available to do, because this function stuff, when you skipped from that one we're doing up to all these ones, I got confused. Still have not explained that one, so that we'll go back and do that assignment that you gave me yesterday.
Okay, you don't understand.
Medicated and confusing is now for me.
You don't
understand. All these things I'm understanding all these things. But if I don't do it myself, understand the structure, the intent,
of course,
and the syntax,
of course,
it is useless.
Of course. One of the things that I'm trying to
because you start asking me questions. Now I understand this thing with my brain.
What is happening here is I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to show you what one function can do. Calculate function is helping us to calculate our Christmas promo.
I'm saying it. It can do 3 things. It can do multiple things at the same
time. Okay. See, look at
you just have to call it. If it's the promo on, you call it. If it's the tax on, you call it. The discount on, you call it. I understand it here. Okay. I understand the way looking at it.
Okay. So now,
what I'm saying is that because of time, I know that you still get busy. Me too will get busy. I'm not busy now, but I'm only considering you.
Yes. I'll get busy now. So
that before you come back later today, you can do this. I'm so concerned about it. It's giving me my head sleeping. I have to apply something.
Please, this is what I wanted to do. Just create an amount. When you create the amount, create a function, pass the amount into the function, do something with the amount inside the function. This amount, do something with it inside the function. Create a dummy thing here, anything, so that when you are calling the function down here,
now this thing you are saying now, David, you see this thing you are saying now, you see that first one we are doing that you skipped, and myself, I understand it very well. We jump. Now, if you ask me all these things, to be difficult for me because I don't understand. You know, we're asking, you created the variable number. You remember I was asking you
this is what I'm going to do. I will send you these videos. I recorded these videos for you. So when you are studying, when you are going, you watch the video. As you are doing, you will now understand. Do you understand? So I recorded the video. I will upload the video and send it to you. So
send me the second one. The second one, not the first one. That first one was just, I was not understanding anything. Not that I'm not understanding what you are typing. I'm seeing it. If you ask me, I can answer it, but I cannot use it.
Okay, no problem.
So send the second video. I will go through